Hey there, welcome to Tim Talks Cooking. I'm Tim, and today I'm making keto chili con carne with beans. You heard me right, you were not dreaming, with beans. What I'm going to use here are some beautiful black soybeans. These are a great replacement for pinto or black beans that we normally use in chili con carne. I'm really excited about this recipe. I've got the macros for you at the end of the recipe for the entire thing, as well as per portion, and that's with a really nice low-carb, high-fat garnish. Let's get started. In the bottom of this pot, I've got 2 tablespoons of olive oil that I'm heating up over medium-high heat. It's pretty hot now, so I'm going to go ahead and add in 1 medium onion that I've diced up. It's about 150 grams or 5 ounces. Get all of it out of there like that. Just a little bit more in there. There we go. Anyway, I'm going to stir this around in the hot oil, and we're going to cook the onions until they're translucent. Here we're going to add in just a little salt and some freshly ground black pepper, about 1/4 teaspoon here. Give it a stir. And once they're cooked, we're going to add in some serrano chilies. Here I've got 5 serrano chilies that I've sliced up. Comes down to about 40 grams or so, 1.5 ounces. You can add as many or as few serrano chilies as you like, or use jalapenos, or don't use any chilies, because we're going to add chili powder later on, so it will be chili even without this. We like it spicy. Stir them around. Next, I'm going to add in 4 cloves of minced garlic. It's about 2 tablespoons altogether. Get all of that in there and give it a stir. And when we smell that great aroma of garlic, we're going to add in the next ingredient, and that's about 650 grams or about 1.33 pounds of cooked ground beef that is also drained. This was about 2 pounds or 1 kilo before cooking. And get all that in there, stir it around. There we go. Here we go again. Give that a nice stir. Next, I'm going to add in 1 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. You could use pureed tomatoes, or really any tomatoes that you puree. They'll be just fine in this quantity. About 3.5 cups, 4 cups. Get it all in there. I don't like to leave anything behind, as you know. And stir it in. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit. We don't need the heat to be quite so high, and we certainly don't want the tomatoes to start to burn on the bottom. Next, we'll add in some spices. Here I've got 1/2 cup, that's 60 grams of chili powder. This is just commercial chili powder I bought at the grocery store. And a tablespoon of ground cumin. We're going to add in also a teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/2 to 3/4 teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of oregano. You could use dried Italian spices in place of that if you like. We'll give it a nice stir. Now here, I'm going to add in some water. This is about 3/4 cup or 200 milliliters of water. Just going to stir it in to help all of the ingredients combine, and some of this will evaporate off. And there we go. I'm also going to add the beans in at this time. Here I've got 1 15-ounce can of black soybeans that have been rinsed and drained. Get them all in there. I'm going to stir them in nicely. There we go. Very nice. I think this looks great. Looks just like chili con carne is supposed to look. And there we go. And now I'm going to put the lid on it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. You'll want to stir it once or twice during the cooking to make sure it doesn't burn on the bottom, and make sure it's not boiling too hard or anything. We really just want it to simmer now. And if it's too thick, add in some extra water, as I'm doing here. You can add in as much as you like to make it just the texture you like. Now here, this is after 20 minutes, and it's ready to serve. This chili is great served just like this with nothing extra. But, if you want to treat yourself, you can add some really great high-fat, low-carb ingredients. Here I've got an ounce, that's 28 grams of shredded cheddar cheese that we're going to put on our nice hot chili and sort of melt in there. That'll be delicious. I'm also going to add in a tablespoon of sour cream. Why not, right? Get all of that in there. There we go. And just to make it pretty, we'll add a couple of slices of green serrano chili. There we go. Well, all right, let's give it a try here. Man, this smells good, let me tell you what. And it is cold here today. This is really going to be exactly what I need to warm myself up. Oh, yeah. That is so good, and I love those beans in this. Listen, let's talk macros. For the entire recipe, right, comes down to 2,860.1 calories, 37 grams of net carbs, 227.2 grams of protein, and 152 grams of fat. This makes 10 generous portions. Ungarnished comes down to only 286 calories per 8-ounce bowl. That's 225 grams. 3.7 grams of carbs. Great, right? 22.7 grams of protein and 15.2 grams of fat. But even garnished like this with the shredded cheddar and this amount of sour cream, it's only 431 calories, 5.3 grams of net carbs, 30 grams of protein, and 28 grams of fat. Listen, don't forget before you go to like the video, to give it a thumbs up, to share it on Facebook and elsewhere in social media, to comment right here on YouTube, and especially to subscribe to my channel. Helps my channel grow and it helps you find my videos, especially if you click on that notifications bell. Thanks so much for joining us here today at Tim Talks Cooking, huh? We'll see you next time.